Ladies and gents, how you doing? Before I get started, I've just done a stream with Nick Buckley, MBE. Please go and give him a follow if you can be bothered. He talks a lot of sense. Too much sense, in fact. In fact, he talks so much sense that I'm convinced if you put his left testicle in a jar and put it on Andy Burnham's desk, it would get more accomplished than the current mayor of Manchester. Now on to today's video. I never thought I'd see the day, okay? Back when I was a weean and I saw that little fat cheat, Diego Maradona, slap the ball into the net, age 6 at Mexico 86. I remember talking about that on the playground in primary school. And on that day I swore, never will I ever say anything positive about a little pot-bellied, hairy Argentinian cheat. But fortunately, Mr. Milei is not a little pot-bellied Argentinian cheat. He's a suave, sophisticated chap who talks more sense about diddlers in the UK than anyone in the entirety of the Labour Party. So think of that. Today I'm making a video slagging off red-blooded Englishmen. Well, I mean, they're all in the Labour Party, so they're not red-blooded Englishmen. They're a collection of sycophants, perverts, sexual deviants and androids. But I'm still going to make a video criticising the English and praising the RG. I never saw that coming. So this was shared a few hours ago by Mr. Musk on X. Argentina's Milei confronts the WEF globalists for their policies that are forcing the UK to sacrifice its young girls to, I don't think YouTube likes any of them words, Puma tracky diddler posses and overturning Democrat elections in Romania. We need more leaders like him. Indeed we do, so let's have a listen.
Is it not true that right now, as we speak, in the UK, citizens are being imprisoned for exposing horrifying crimes committed by Muslim migrants, crimes that the government seeks to conceal? Or didn't the bureaucrats in Brussels suspend Romania's elections simply because they didn't like the party that had won? Faced with each of these discussions, wokeism's first strategy is to discredit those of us who challenge these things, first by labeling us and then by silencing us. If you're white, you must be racist. If you're a man, you must be a misogynist or part of the patriarchy. If you're rich, you must be a cruel capitalist. If you're heterosexual, you must be heteronormative, homophobic or transphobic. For every challenge, they have a label, and then they try to suppress you by force or through legal means. Because beneath the rhetoric of diversity, democracy and tolerance that they so often preach, what truly lies is their blatant desire to eliminate dissent, criticism and ultimately freedom, so they can continue to uphold a model in which they're the main beneficiary.
How good was that? How good was that? That was 60 seconds of perfection. The problem with the angry Bootneck is he's far too verbose. It'd take me 5 minutes to say that, which can be useful for having a YouTube channel, but isn't the best for getting your point across succinctly. Everything he said there was right on the money. Also, there was an amusing typo in the subtitles. Did you notice that? There it is. The blatant desire to eliminate dissent rather than dissent. And the irony being, they also want to eliminate dissent, don't they? Because they don't want you to actually have a family. They want you to die alone, childless, and surrounded by cats that will eat your corpse and then leave your remains undiscovered for 3 months before they are unceremoniously thrown in a wheelie bin by a Nigerian council employee. They do want to eliminate your dissent. So that's a strange coincidence, isn't it? And that one was good. If you're heterosexual, you must be heteronormative. Yeah, like that's a problem. Which is why I always call them deviants, because that's what they are. Think of this, the hyper-rational lefty types, like Sam Harris, they love talking about science and evolutionary biology, not The Science TM, starring foreskin face Fauci. Not that one, I mean actual science. But again, when it contradicts their ideology, out the window it goes. Because there's hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution that directed us towards being heterosexual. And the whole reason we have a powerful sex drive, which some men fall afoul of, especially if they're French, is because if we didn't have that urge, we'd have went extinct. So that's the reason it's there. That's why men often have an irrational desire to look at threepenny bits. It was put there by an evolutionary process. And yet, if you follow those processes naturally, your natural inclinations, they'll label you. Oh, yeah, you're heteronormative, you. What, you want to look at tits? That's weird. Much more sensible to dress up like a giant anthropomorphic marsupial and then pull yourself off on public transport whilst leading a gimp on a lead around once popular sightseeing destinations. So this is the world we're living in. Everyone's gone mental, and the only people talking sense are those that in years past I would have dismissed out of hand. I can't believe I would rather the UK be ran by an RG than a creepy, possibly closeted android like Keir Starmer. So, I mean, England has fallen. I don't know what's coming next. What's coming next if that's happening? It doesn't bear thinking about. Hopefully his popularity and the recent election of the Orange Oracle will, through osmosis, prove good for the UK and Western Europe as well, because the tables seem to be turning. If we can get their policies enacted across Europe inside the next couple of years, maybe we can walk back from the brink before we import another 20 or 30 million unvetted, swarthy gentlemen from some of the worst parts of the planet, and we can avoid total catastrophe. Because, as I said, very long term, I am white-pilled. If you study the lessons of history, we always win in the end. But I'd prefer us to do it while we can still at least somehow achieve it in an orderly manner than wait 5 years, watch another 20 or 30 Southports go off, and then see Europe finally grasp the nettle far too late. Probably still get things done, but it'll be extremely messy. So I'm really hoping that people like Trumpy and Milei can put enough pressure on the degenerate globalist sociopaths to change course, while we can at least do it with a modicum of reason and common sense. Fingers crossed they finally get the message. The worm has turned. But that's just me. I'm going to have to call it today. I've got things to do. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. And I think I'm on with Paula on Sunday. So busy weekend for me. If you're about, be sure to tune in. And I'll see you all tomorrow. All right? Be there or be square. Toodle pip. Cheers.